少なくとも3日くらいの間は甘いものを見たくないぜ。
ん
ケイチくん頑張りすぎだったもんね。
Wait, who won? Did Keiichi win or did Rena win? I think Keiichi might have won. I can't remember. Rena ate a massive amount of desserts too, but her stomach seemed to be just fine.
女の子には胃袋が4つくらいあるんじゃねえか。デザート用に確実に1つは余計にあるに違いない。
Oh.
レディーになんたる暴言ですの。
Okay, seems like everyone's changed out their costumes.
そんなこと言うケイイチさんにはこうでございますことよ。
Ow! Satoko had poked me very hard in my bloated stomach. Satoko had poked me very hard in my bloated stomach. Aww.
やめて。お腹は押さないで。中身がはみ出る。
Satoko and Rika-chan grinned mischievously upon hearing that. A chill ran up my spine. Why were they smiling like that and walking towards me so gleefully?
やめろお前ら。血とか涙とかはねえのかよ。
千載一遇のチャンスを見逃す私と思いまして。みーケイチの膨らんだポンポンが大変なのですよ。ケイチくんのぽよんぽよんのポンポンかいいよ。
And Rena's joining.
やめろお前ら。
Rena joined Satoko and Nika-chan in torturing me. We were still making a lot of noise outside of the restaurant. I desperately blocked my stomach from their attacks, but someone else hit me from behind.
誰だ。
ハロロ
Speaking of devils,
ケイちゃんとその愉快な仲間の皆さん、こんにちはです。お、しーちゃんだ。こんにちは。あれれ、今日はお店にいなかったよね。
wait, why is she in her uniform?
私、今日は夜のシフトなんです。
Okay, that makes sense. That's why she's in her uniform. Okay, that was a dumb question.
さっき来て着替えたばかりですよ。
それはそうと、お前よくその格好で店の外に出られるな。
大したことないですよ。あられもない姿で村中を練り歩いた誰かさんよりは恥ずかしくないです。
Damn it! I was just getting over it! She had just reminded me that I'll never be able to get married!
それはそうと、今日は皆さんだいぶ大暴れしたらしいですね。まあね、いつもの部活になっちゃった以上ね。店内とんでもないことになってましたからね。お姉も責任を感じたようで、みんなに混じって掃除をやってます。やっぱり私たちも掃除に加わった方が良かったんじゃありませんの？ああ、それはお気遣い無用です。さすがにお客様に掃除はさせられませんから。そもそも一番散らかしたのはミー本人だと思いますです。
Yeah, that's right. Everybody nodded in agreement.
それでお姉から伝言です。皆さんは先に帰っててくれていいそうです。いいよ、待っ
ってるよ。ねえみんな。
Rena asked for our reason. Of course we decided the way without hesitation. Satoko, Rika-chan, and I all nodded along.
手伝えないならせめて終わるのを待ってるよ。帰っていいからって言って先に帰るとあいつ寂しがると思うからな。
おー、ケイちゃんも日進月歩、少しは成長するんですね。
まあね。レナたちがちゃんと教育してるからね。ねえ。ですわよ。
Well, okay, I guess Rika stepped in front of Rena.
ニパ
なんだよ、こういう時だけ女どもは結束しやがって。
I hate girls. They get along so easily just because they're girls! In the end, we ended up making a lot more noise, even dragging Shion into the mess this time.
シオン、あんたいつまでサボってんの？雑巾どこやったの？ありゃいけね。じゃあ私はもう戻りますね。
みーちゃん。お掃除まだまだかかりそう？
え、何みんな。おじさんを待っててくれてるわけ？余計な気使わなくていいって。まったくもう。
Mia looks happy to see us waiting for her, but she always says the opposite of what she thinks. I wonder when she will grow up to be able to just be... I wonder when she'll grow up to be able to just honestly say thank you.
バカ、仲間だろ。終わるまで待っててやるよ。
レナたちも一緒にお手伝いできればいいのにね。ごめんね。
だからいいって。今日ね、シオンの仕事終わるの待ってから久しぶりに沖宮の家に帰ることにしたの。
Oh.
だから本当に大丈夫。気持ちだけでも感謝するよ。
あら、本当にいいんですの？なんだか悪いですわね。なんか悪い気がするかな
人は大勢いるから大丈夫だよ。風が冷たくなる前にみんなひなみ沢に戻りな。
わかりましたのです。みー、お掃除、ファイト、おーです。
Oh. It's been a while since we've seen Rika say yay. Oh.
お、
I don't think we're gonna be hearing Rika say yay for much longer. That might have been one of the last times. I'm sad.
ありがとね。じゃあケイちゃん、お嬢様方のエスコートをよろしく。途中で死角に襲われないようにしっかり護衛するんだよ。
Oh. I didn't know the curse was going to befall me this time. Looking around, I didn't see any ladies who needed an escort. Yeah. I felt more like I was the one who needed protection. Yeah. Anyway, we said our goodbyes and making it easier for us to end the day and go home.
じゃあね、みーちゃん。また明日ね。
また明日ね。
よっしゃ、行こうか。
We waved at Mion until she went back inside the restaurant. And after that, we all got on our bicycles and left Okayamiya. Are the clouds moving a little bit? Or is that just me seeing the clouds moving? For some reason I see the clouds moving. On the way home, we talked about how exciting it had been today, and it looked like everyone was still fired up. We had the horrifying punishment and the competitive eating contest, which turned into an unprecedented battle involving all the customers in the restaurant. And after that, everything got crazy and messy. At first, the waitresses didn't know what to do, but after a while, they ended up joining in. We had a blast.
でしたのよね。その時の富田さんと岡村さんたらもうおかしくてたまりませんでしたわ。結局亀田も入江もかわいそうだったのです。
いやいや、しかし俺の演説もなかなかだったろ。あの時は店全体が俺の味方だったよな。
圭一は生まれる時代と国が違ったらひょっとするととんでもない人になってたかもなのです。
Wow, that was kind of a burn on Rika's part.
こんな口先男がですの？どこの国に生まれてもろくな人間にはならないと思いますでございますわね。あと100年も早く生まれていたらお札になっていたかもですよ。
I would pay to get a bill of that.
圭一さんのお札なんてなんだか貧しいですわね。きっと200円札とか300円札とかそのぐらいの数でしたよ。
And for the US viewers, how much is 200 to 300 yen? Satsuko and Rika-chan kept up their continuous chatter. I was a bit tired after the day's events, so I just listened quietly. I noticed the wind was getting colder. Our shadows were getting longer as well. Satsuko and Rika-chan still had a lot of energy left. But what about Rena? Oh, there we go. She'd been very quiet. Maybe she also had a stomachache from eating too much. I looked at Rena to see. However, I was wrong. Rena was... I didn't know how to describe it. She looked very satisfied. She looked like she really did have that much fun. She looked like she was as happy as she could ever be. I could tell all that without her saying a word. When I looked at her, it made me realize that the word fun wasn't enough to describe what we did today.
今日一日本当に楽しかったな。
圭一くんは？
俺も最高に楽しかったよ。今日みたいなことが明日や明後日もあればいいのになってくらいにさ。
それはレナも同じかな。今日のお店の中での時間だけが永遠だったらいいなって思った。
おお、詩的なことを言うな。
圭一くんは思わなかった？
Rena didn't notice I made fun of her. I might have been a little tactless. Suddenly, I regretted having said it.
いや、俺も同感だよ。
でもね、圭一くん。別に今日だけが最高に幸せってわけじゃないんだよ。
A cool wind flew through her hair. I didn't like how I read that. Hold up. I'm gonna reread that line. A cool wind blew through her hair. She smiled at me, and for some reason, she looked very mature. Her appearance made my heart skip a beat.
私たちのひなみ沢での日々はどの一日だってかけがえのない大切で素敵な幸せな一日なんだよ。たとえ部活がお流れになっちゃって退屈な一日だったとしてもね。
レナは大人な考え方ができるんだな。
そんなことないよ。 本当はまだまだはしゃぎ足りない。興奮がまだ冷めないだけなのかもね。
You wanna find the colonel? Rena laughed, and that made me laugh too. Satsuko thought that we were laughing because we said bad things about her, and she started bugging me about it. Once again, we made a loud noise like we always do.
では、僕とさとこはここでお別れなのです。リカ、もう少しご一緒してタバコ屋さんで曲がってもいいではありませんの？豆電球が切れたのを忘れましたですか？豆電球がないと寝るときに真っ暗になってしまいますですよ。
They are like 10 years old. Remember that, everyone. They are 10 years old. And to some of you out there, to you sick motherfuckers, remember that they're fucking 10. Yeah, I'm taking this time right now to say, fucking remember, Satsuko and Rika are 10. I'm watching you.
それは困りますわね。あ、牧野さんの雑貨屋さん？
Oh, Makino.
ならここでお別れだね。
Wasn't he from... Yeah, he was the guy who toured Akasaka around in Shimasabushi.
これ以上行っちゃうとどんどん遠回りになっちゃうからね。
Makino-san's general store? Oh, right. That's where it is. If they wanted to make a stop at the store before going back to the shrine, turning here would be the quickest way.
そっか。じゃあな、リカちゃんにさとこ。また明日な。
また明日なのです。それではですわ。ケイチさんにレナさん。じゃあね、二人とも。バイバイ。
Rika-chan and Satsuko waved at us many times, then took the narrow path through the field. Once the noisy girls were gone, it went especially quiet all of a sudden. It even made me feel as if the sun had set in an instant. I could see my house by now, which everyone called the My Bar Mansion. I didn't notice it earlier because of how far up we all were, but my stomach was about to burst. The growling in my gut felt like thunder. My body must have been paying the price for me acting like an idiot earlier. There was no way I was eating dinner that night. I need to tell my mom before she started cooking. But before anything, I had to get to the bathroom. Oh, my stomach was churning. Oh boy. It didn't really sound good. We got to the place where I always meet Rena in the morning and say goodbye in the evening.
今日はすっげえ楽しかったな。
すっごい楽しかった。あれ？ケイチくん具合悪いの？
Oh, I'm fine. I'm just having a big stomach problem, Rena.
すまん、お腹を壊したかもしれない。おとなしく休むことにするよ。
ケイチくんもまだまだお腹の鍛え方が足りないかな？
レナだって俺と同じくらい食べてるはずなんだぞ。一体その細っこい体のどこにあれが収まるってんだ？
Metabolism.
それはその女の子の秘密ってことで。
Rena giggled and tried to avoid giving me an answer. She'd probably hit me if I pressed her about it. If she punched me in the stomach, I'd throw up for sure. So I decided not to go any further.
じゃあな、レナ。また明日な。
また明日ね。
俺さ、前は都会に住んでたわけだけどさ。
Is this the time for that?
こんなにも一日一日を楽しいと思って過ごしたことはなかった。
You know, I was gonna question Keiichi's decision to talk about this right now, right before his stomach's about to burst. But, you know what? This is actually kind of sweet.
俺、ひなみ沢に引っ越してきてさ、きっと幸せなんだって思う。
レナも同じだよ。ほら、私も1年前にひなみ沢に引っ越してきたわけだけど、こんなに楽しい幸せな日々を送れるのが信じられないもの。
そっか。なら明日も絶対に楽しいな。
そうだよ。昨日も今日も楽しかったんだもん。きっと明日だって楽しいよ。
こんなにも毎日が楽しいと、なんだかある日突然転びそうで怖いよな。
転ぶときはどんなに注意してても転ぶよ。だからいつ転んでもいいように思いっきり今を楽しむのが正解だと思うな。
そうだな。今を精一杯楽しむのが正解だな。
じゃあね、ケイチくん。おばさまとおじさまにもよろしくね。さて、レナはまだまだ遊び足りないから、また宝の山に宝探しに行こうかな。
まだ遊び足りないってのか？つくづくタフなやつだな。負けたぜ。
どう？よかったらケイチくんも一緒に来ない？
Absolutely.
新しい山があってね、まだ全然発掘してないの。何かとっても可愛いのが見つかるかも。
悪いけど俺はパスするよ。それになんだか雲が重たくなってきたみたいだしな。レナも今日はおとなしく帰宅した方がいいんじゃないか？
ほう、こういう素敵な気分の日にはね、きっと可愛いのが見つかるんだよ。だからちょっとでも行ってみるね。
Star. I felt sick enough that I didn't feel like going with her. If I felt better, I would have gone treasure hunting with her for sure. She didn't want to go home yet because she didn't want the fun day to end. That's exactly how it felt too.
わかったよ。じゃあな。可愛いのがあったらぜひ見せてくれよな。
じゃあね。バイバイ。
Keiichi-kun waved over and over as if he didn't want to say goodbye yet. But after a while, he was gone. Well, I had to go too, because I was going to go treasure hunting. I love kaiju things. I had such a wonderful day today that I'm sure I'm going to get lucky at treasure hunting. I definitely will find some wonderful treasures. I pedaled my bicycle with determination. My house was nearby, but I took another street that led to the dam construction site. It might have been okay to go home just then, but I hesitated to go since I didn't want to be seen. I had so much fun today, and I wanted to continue feeling happy as long as I could. It was already getting late, but I felt like it was getting dark faster than usual. Just like Keiichi-kun had said, the clouds in the sky were growing darker. It might start raining hard.
でも別に、だからって家に帰れるわけじゃないんだし。
Stop it, Rena. You had so much fun today. You have to stay happy as long as you can. I'm happy. I enjoy every day. Rena, say it. Say the magical words. Don't be embarrassed. You're not dumb or anything. I might be able to enjoy every day even more if I were dumb. If so, dumb is what I'd want to be.
かいのあるかなかな
Hearing things from Rena's point of view just make me sad automatically. Like, I can see why this is a lot of people's favorite arc of Higurashi when they go into Rena's point of view, because holy shit! The underlining meanings that her lines could have. Just, that is so sad.
お持ち帰り
Oh. There. I said it. I'm sure I can find something Kayut. As long as I believe it's Kayut, anything can be that way. I should fill my heart with happy emotions of today and yesterday. I should look forward to the happiness I'm going to receive tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow too. I reached the dam construction site. A mountain of trash loomed before me. I parked my bicycle and walked down the mountain of trash and scrap. This place is my castle. It would be incredible if anyone else came to this mountain of trash. I've come here many times, and I usually stay for a long while, but I never see anybody walk by. This place is the village's blind spot. I heard that many people came here all the time during the dam was, but it was all abandoned after that. The villagers no longer need to come here, and some people even forgot about it entirely. It seems like they dump trash here at midnight, but I've never seen a truck actually dumping trash at least. If they dumped new trash more often, it'd give me more time to kill. But it looks like it's not going to happen for a while. I walked down the slope of the trash pile, and all the way down to the bottom, and headed behind another pile. Nobody ever comes here. I've come here many times, and I usually stay for a long while, but nobody has ever come to mess up this place. Not even the other kids from my school come here. They all believe that the arm of the manager of the construction site is buried somewhere in the trash piles, and they also believe the whole place is haunted. They told me that a ghost with one arm still wanders around here, looking for his missing limb. Sadly, I haven't seen the ghost either. I'm not scared. In fact, I'd rather like to meet him. I wouldn't mind helping him find his arm. If he's feeling lonely, I'd want him to be my conversation partner. There's a station wagon buried in the trash pile. It doesn't have tires, but other than that, it still looks like a station wagon. This station wagon is my secret hideout. Unfortunately, the sliding door and rear doors don't open. So, whenever I want to get in, I have to enter the car from the passenger seat and crawl to the back from there. Of course, I take off my shoes at the passenger seat. When you look at it from the outside, it's just a dirty abandoned car. But on the inside, it's nice and clean, because I had swapped it out and decorated it a little. That took me a long time. The back seats are lying flat, because I wanted as much space as possible. I found a mattress in the trash pile and put it into that space instead. It was a bit dirty, so I brought a bedsheet from home and covered the mattress with it. I put my favorite cushions on top, and with that, it turned into a perfect bed. I put cushions and stuffed animals everywhere. That's not all. Look at this. I have a bunch of sweets here, too. I have a bag of fruit candy in 4 different colors, and some cookies, but they were going bad. I have to throw them away. My bear-shaped water bottle was empty. When I come here to spend some time on Sundays, I usually bring this water bottle with some sweet tea in it. I have a box of tissues, a flashlight, extra batteries, and other daily necessities in here. I also have a few books to read in order to kill some time while I'm at it. And I have this. What do you think it is? Okay, I don't know why I'm making a face here. I was gonna think of a joke, but I totally lost the joke. I lost... What was the joke I was gonna make? Like, for some reason, a random joke appeared in my head, which is, and I have this, but what was the joke? Oh, it's probably a dirty joke. Yeah, okay, yeah, it was a dirty joke. Moving on, and I have this. What do you think this is? Look! Ta-da! My hideout is suddenly lit up, thanks to the table lamp. There's an electric outlet on the side of an old nearby construction office. I thought they have cut the power years ago, but to my surprise, I was wrong. Electricity is still being supplied to the outlet. When I found tons of extension cords, I came up with the idea to connect them all and make the electricity come all the way to my hideout. Now I can spend time here comfortably with some sweets, books, and lights. If I wanted to, I might be able to spend the night here. But I may catch a cold since it gets very cold at night. See? This is a very nice hideout, isn't it? At first, I thought somebody would find it and mess with it. But that hasn't happened so far. That's because nobody comes here, and everybody forgot about this place. That's how this place became my perfect secret hideout. Fortunately, I ate so much today that I'm still full. I can tell them that I was playing with my friend at her house and ate dinner there. I'm gonna stay here for a while and relax. And I'm gonna treat myself. I loved the water gun battle yesterday. My heart had been pounding when I fought one-on-one with Keiichi-kun. I also had great fun at Angelmore today. I never experienced such a crazy game with so many people in my life. I was still feeling the after effects, and I was sure I'd have a dream about it tonight. That was why I wanted to bask in these happy feelings. That was why I'm gonna treat myself here. I should take off my shoes and stretch my toes. I should cherish the time when I can be by myself. I'm gonna reread that. I should cherish the time when I can be myself. Once I took off my shoes, I felt so relaxed that I didn't want to put them on again. I played all day today, and I was very tired. The treasure hunt could wait. As it got darker, the light of the table lamp became encouraging. It really was getting dark faster than usual. All of a sudden, I heard the sound of raindrops hitting the roof of the car. Pitter-patter, pitter-patter, pitter-patter. The interval between drops got shorter and shorter. When it became a continuous sound, I began to hear thunder. Even though it was raining heavily, it remained very quiet inside the car, making me feel like I was in a different world. It's my castle after all. I felt a bit cold, so I unfolded my big blanket and hid under it. I'm here alone, under the warm blanket that has my scent. Even though nobody knew where I was at the moment, and I feel like I was left alone in the heavy rain, I still feel secure and free from anxiety for some reason. I felt like this heavy rain was keeping my enemies away from my castle. I liked it that way. This place is full of small happiness. This place is full of small happiness. It's full of my favorite things. That's why I'm happy whenever I'm here. When I put another blanket over me, I felt as warm as if I were in a bed. I listened to the soothing sounds of raindrops hitting the scrap iron in the trash heaps, and it made me feel sleepy. This is a castle of trash. This trash came here because nobody wanted it. This is where it lives. This is a country where unwanted refuse... Wait. Oh, okay. This is a country where unwanted refuse lives together. Shouldn't it be this is a country where the unwanted refuse lives together? I felt like I fit in here. But at the same time, I knew it was just a temporary place for me, as there's somewhere I had to go back to. No. I shouldn't think about things like that. Whenever I realize that I don't belong here, I remember I'm in the middle of a very dirty pile of trash. I should just dwell for a little bit longer. Thinking is poisonous. I wanted to keep myself out of that poison, so that the kind runner within me could stay pure. A little bit longer. Just a little bit longer. And I closed my eyes. Higurashi with the Kai Kai. My mother was a very busy woman. My mother was a very busy woman. The harder she worked, the more her work was valued, and she kept getting promoted. She sought to go higher and higher. She was always shining, and she was my hero. My mother started her career as a fashion designer at a small clothing factory in Okamiya. My father was a designer too. They met through their jobs, and soon got married. They lived in a small apartment in Okamiya. But they moved to my grandma's house, our current house, in Himizawa when she got pregnant with me. We lived there until right before I went to elementary school. Now that I think about it, that was the happiest time of my life. I felt happy every day, and believed without a doubt that tomorrow would be the same. I was so happy that I took it for granted, and didn't even feel the happiness. I really did feel happy every day. I was small at the time, and really didn't understand what was going on, but it seemed like the company my parents were working for was having financial difficulties. So my mother and a few other young designers started talking about leaving the company and going independent. After many things happened and the situation grew complicated, they got an offer to work at a big design firm in Ibaraki, and they took the offer. At that time, I heard my mother saying difficult words like limited partnership and business alliance, but in short, what she wanted to do was move to Ibaraki. My mother and her peers were hired because of their talent and experience made them immediate assets at their new company. However, my father wasn't one of them. Unfortunately, my father wasn't as talented as my mother was. So, moving to Ibaraki meant that my father had to give up being a fashion designer. My mother's new company had high expectations of her talent and promised her a responsible project. She didn't want to waste her growing talent and passion by living in a rural town like Himizawa. So my mother convinced my father to quit his job and move to Ibaraki to support her and to help her build a career. Back then, moving meant that I had to say goodbye to my close friends. I didn't want to move, and I kept crying about it. After we moved to Ibaraki, my mother was a big success. Not only did she have some great leadership skills, she was full of energy, and I believe she made the best use of her talents to succeed. She came to the house late every night and barely had any days off. When she had a big project, she often stayed entire nights at her office. But when she came home, she always looked fulfilled and wore a happy smile that she had never worn when she was in Himizawa. She was shining, and I remember I always wanted to shine like her when I grew up. On the other hand, my father wasn't doing so well. He couldn't find a job as a fashion designer, so he took a clerical job at a small company, but he kept changing positions. He couldn't use the experience that he had cultivated, and it was very hard for him. But he was very understanding. He started to take care of things around the house for my mother, who got busier and busier after having one project after another. He cleaned the house, did the laundry, and came to my school events. However, he couldn't cook. He did cook rice, but always bought side dishes from a grocery store. we ate dinner without my mother more and more often. I guess she's busy again. Every time I said oh. I thought that was her dad saying that. I'm sorry, everyone. Every time I said that, he always told me, "Your mother is working very hard." I support her, Rena. That was what he always told me. I decided to help my father with the cooking. I thought it was a good idea to learn how to cook, since he wasn't going to at it. Whenever my mother cooked, I helped her and tried to learn how to cook from her. She apologized for not having enough time to cook for us, but she was happy that I was learning. I think I wrote in my school yearbook that I wanted to be a clothing designer in the future, just like my mother. But apparently I lacked my mother's exceptional sense of style. She used to tell me, "Taste is something that you're born with, not something that you cultivate." I remember I was discouraged to be a designer because of that. That's why I decided to reach her by getting better at things she wasn't so good at, instead of trying to be like her. I wanted to be good not only at cooking, but also doing things around the house such as cleaning, doing the laundry, and grocery shopping. I remember my father was really happy that I did all that for him, because he wasn't good at it at all. He couldn't find a job and spent a lot of time at home, so he seemed to enjoy spending time doing the housework with his daughter more than anything. I started to become better and better at filling in for my mother. And she started to get too busy to do any of the housework at all, and she moved on to a more responsible position at her job. She took me out to many places, as if to compensate for leaving me alone all the time. She used to say, "Let's go eat something delicious without telling your father," and she took me out to the restaurant. She took me to a high-class restaurants and amusement parks. Sometimes it was only me and my mother. Sometimes it was with her friends from work. She took me to a beach barbecue one summer with those friends. I was introduced as her daughter, and every one of them pampered me. I still remember there was this one guy who particularly doted on me. He was a good-looking young man. I called him Uncle once, and he got mad at me, who was nicely tanned and with dyed brown hair. This young man often came with us when we were Okay, I'm gonna be honest here, I forgot Rena's backstory, and oh, man! Oh, the reveal is very wow of what was happening in her family life. From her point of view, holy shit. This is one of the reasons why I like Higurashi. We get the point of view from the characters, so it's not like a narrator telling us what happened, it's actually the characters remembering what they thought at the time. But damn! Reading Rena's thoughts. Man, this is actually really sad and a little bit shocking still, because we're hearing it from the first person perspective of the character. God. I love Higurashi. This young man often came with us when we went out. When my mother took me somewhere, she usually made several phone calls for her work during the day. Sometimes she took me out to a place where she could also do her work at the same time. So I didn't feel awkward when people from her work came with us. But I always preferred to be alone with her, so I was happier when we could do that. One day, she took me to a very high-end part of town. Of course, she always spoiled me whenever we went out. She bought me things and let me eat whatever I wanted. But she especially spoiled me on that day. She took me to many expensive-looking boutiques and accessory stores. She was about to buy me something, but I told her not to get it because it didn't look good on me. Without hesitation, she bought it anyway. I remember there were many zeros on the price tag. On that day, I realized my mother's design work had made her a very successful woman, and she was earning a lot of money. we took a break at a ridiculously expensive-looking restaurant that probably charged 1,000 yen for a glass of orange juice. My mother clapped her hands and spoke to me with a smile on her face. She asked, "Reina, would you like to make your dream come true?" When I was in kindergarten, my teachers gave students a topic to draw a picture of. The topic was my dream, and I drew myself eating a mountain of fruit parfait all by myself. What my mother meant to say was that she was going to make that dream come true for me. It was a normal day. It wasn't my birthday or anything. But since my mother always spoiled me when we went out together, I didn't feel awkward about it at all, and I accepted her offer with a happy smile. There were 5 or 6 fruit parfaits in front of me. I remember it looked exactly like the world I drew, and I felt like I was floating in that dream world. It was too much for us to finish. But we dug our spoons into it as if we were playing in the mud, and we really enjoyed eating it together. It was my first time to experience getting full by eating only fruit parfaits, and I remember I was really happy. I enjoyed tasting the happiness and chatting with my mother.
レイナちゃん、この間映画とお食事に行った時、一緒だった人のことを覚えてる？
秋人おじさんだっけ？はあ、お兄さんって呼ばないとぶたれる。
レイナちゃんは秋人さんのこと好き？
嫌い。いつもレイナのことからかうもん。
それは大好きだからちょっかいを出してるのよ。バーベキューの時はとっても仲良くしてたじゃない。
たまには仲良しかな。かな？
My mother laughed. I didn't know why she brought up the subject, but I didn't really pay attention to it because I was too young. Now that I think about it, she was breaking the news. I just didn't notice it.
ねえ、レイナちゃんはお母さんとお父さんとどっちが好き？
お母さん。
It wasn't that I hated my father or anything, but I thought giving her that answer was appropriate after she spoiled me so much.
もしもお母さんとお父さんが別々のお家に住むことになったら、レイナはどっちのお家に住みたい？お母さんね、お父さんと別れて秋人おじさんと結婚しようと思うの。
At that time, my mother was a very successful woman. I didn't know this at the time, but she was drafted by a headhunter to work at a bigger company, where she was promoted to a higher and more responsible position, one where she could bring out the most of her talent. Of course, the position wasn't the only thing she gained. Compared to my father's low salary, my mother was earning enough money to support a family of 3 and still have some left over. Oh, that's how. Yeah, that. What is wrong with me? Why did I think that was misspelled? Ah! I kind of realized it from the way she spent money. The greater possessions she achieved, the more she spent time with people at her level. All of them were bright and talented. Compared to them, my father might have looked unattractive to her. I liked Uncle Akihito, but I liked him as one of my mother's friends, not in the same way I liked my father. I liked my father and mother equally, so it was very shocking to me that my mother wanted to divorce him. I felt as if the ground below me was beginning to crack. That expression, I realized, actually fit my situation very well. I had to choose which side of the cracked ground I wanted to stand on. My mother told me to live with her at her new house. Her new house meant the house Uncle Akihito lived in. I thought a house was a sanctuary for a family. I believed that a house was a holy place where strangers couldn't easily enter. That was why I couldn't believe her. How could she let a stranger invade such a holy place so easily? Why do you hate my father? My mother looked down and didn't answer. I asked her another question. Why can't you stay with my father? I think that was the hardest and the most heartbreaking of all questions for my mother to answer. In short, my mother had cheated on him. She loved another man who was more attractive than my father. It was just that, nothing more. I knew more than anybody else that it wasn't my father's fault. First of all, he decided to move from Himizawa to support my mother as much as he could. For him, nothing good had come from that. Actually, I think he had a very tough time since we moved to Ibaraki. But he volunteered to be our support, and tried very hard to do that. I thought my mother appreciated his support. So, I took her decision as a betrayal. I told her that I disagreed with everything, including their divorce. I said it very loudly and made everyone in the store jump. Sure, continue a relationship with Uncle Akihito, but don't divorce my father. I felt bad for him. I feel bad for him. I feel terrible for him. He has been doing nothing but support you patiently this whole time. How could you do such a cruel thing to him? I screamed as loud as I could. Then my mother answered. It's too late. Why? You haven't talked with my father about this, have you? It's not too late.
お母さんね、妊娠してるの。
I don't know whether my mother actually told him about the divorce in person. A middle-aged woman who called herself a lawyer came to the house several times to talk to my father on my mother's behalf. She sometimes called him too. My father begged the lawyer to let him speak directly to my mother many times, but it never happened. I could tell by the way they talked that he had no clue when my mother told him she wanted a divorce. Well, again, I'm not even sure if she told him in person. God. I feel really bad for Rena's father in this case because, holy shit. That is just terrible. I feel really bad for him. Like, wow. Like, yeah, this is a very touchy topic to go on, but the mother is definitely, like, Rena's mother is definitely the wrong party in this situation. Like, that's blatantly clear. She's in the wrong for not being open about this and for just dropping it on him. God, this is just, oh, fuck. Like, what I'm getting at here is, without touching too much up on this subject, is that, Rena's father, he truly did nothing wrong, which is very sad. The lawyer told him not to beat my mother, not to call her at work, and many other things too. To top it all off, she told him not to see my mother ever again. He wanted to talk with her. He called some of their mutual friends, but he only found out the name of the guy she was having an affair with and nothing more. He asked me, "Do you know the guy?" I told him, I do. I also told him that he was a funny guy and had given me candy many times. I'll never forget how he looked when I told him that. He hit me for the first time. He hit me so hard that his handprint stayed on my cheek for a while. Then He fell on the floor and cried loudly. And then I started to cry too. I didn't cry because he hit me. Uncle Akihito was kind to me, so I liked him and talked to him out of courtesy. No, that wasn't it. Girls had to be kind to everybody. That's what I thought. But I was wrong. I learned in this world that there are people you should be nice to, and enemies you shouldn't be nice to. The enemies are the ones who will destroy my life with their very existence. Whether they mean to harm me or not doesn't matter. They're like weeds growing in a flower bed. Dandelions are innocent, but they take all the nutrition for the tulips from the soil. That's why we have to pull them out. The dandelions did nothing wrong, but they're the enemy. Enemies are bad people. That guy was a bad person. I shouldn't have accepted him. I should have rejected him with everything I had. By doing so, I might have been able to disrupt the relationship. By doing so, I might have been able to make my mother feel like the relationship was not going to work. If I tried to do so, my parents would have had to break up. My father and I cried together, but we cried for different reasons. He must have cried because it happened so fast and it didn't make any sense to him. I cried because I regretted that I let it all happen when I had the chance to prevent it. My father stroked my cheek and opened his mouth to apologize, but he couldn't speak and just cried with me. One day, the lawyer let me see my mother. My mother asked me to live with her at her house again. I didn't know what to say, so I just kept looking down and listened to her apologies. My father knew that I was going to see my mother on that day, so he handed me a letter and told me to give it to her. I don't know what he wrote in that letter, but for some reason, I was able to imagine what kind of things he wrote when I felt through the envelope. After all, the letter inside the elbow had a rough surface. He must have been crying while writing the letter, and his tears made the letter all wrinkled when it dried. My mother took the letter from me, told me that she'd read it later, and was about to put it in her bag. I stopped her and told her to read it there. I wanted to see how she was going to take the last words that my father had left to her. But my mother didn't read it. She told me she wanted to read it alone later, and she put it in her bag. At that time, I realized... No, it was more than that. I should say, I knew, because it was so obvious. I knew that my mother was lying. She had no intention of reading my father's letter. She was going to throw it away after I was gone, but she lied just because she wanted to seem like a nice person in front of me. The slight curl in her eyebrows and lips told me that more clearly than anything else. At that moment, I finally knew something else. The guy she was having an affair with wasn't the only bad person. My mother was also a bad person. Since that moment, the existence of my mother disappeared from our world like dry ice evaporating. I didn't have to hesitate about whom to live with anymore.
あなたの家には行きません。私の家は竜宮の家です。もうあなたとも会いたくありません。二度と呼ばないでください。
でもね、レイナ、お父さんの方に残ったらこれからの生活。
At that moment, I hated my name for the first time in my life.
私のこと、気安くレイナって呼ばないでください。失礼します。さようなら。
Those were my last words to my mother. No, to the woman who used to be my mother. After that, I spent many days without feeling anything. I didn't know if the days were long or short. I didn't know which season I was living in. It was supposed to be nothing out of the ordinary, not having my mother around. But every time my father saw things that reminded him of her, like her toothbrush, her teacup, or her favorite books. He had shed tears, which left me frustrated. That's why I decided to completely remove her belongings from the house. I roughly threw her things into a black trash bag. I started to do so frantically. By the time I knocked out her wardrobe, threw her music box hard on the floor, and broke her mirror, my mind was already not working properly. When I try to remember what happened after that, I feel disoriented. That's because the pills the doctor gave me back then made me feel disoriented and lethargic every time I took them. It seems that dullness hit me especially hard, since every time I try to remember that time, it makes me feel disoriented and lethargic, just like the pills made me feel. I destroyed everything that smelled like my mother, but the thing I wanted to destroy the most might have been myself. Even after I threw all of her belongings away, I couldn't stop feeling regret, and I decided to blame myself in the end. Maybe I was thinking that I wanted to do damage to her reputation and successful life by destroying her daughter, destroying myself. When I was about to reach that very last solution, Orishio-sama came to me. Orishio-sama told me to go back to Himizawa. Yes, all of this was because of his curse. Orishio-sama brought a curse upon the Ryugu family because we broke his rule and abandoned Himizawa. After I figured that out, everything started to make sense to me. All the crazy things that happened after my mother was gone. The curse of Orishio-sama did all that to us. God damn it! God damn it! It was Orishio-sama's voice that was telling me to come back to Himizawa. That's right. We should have stayed in Himizawa. Everything went crazy because we moved. We had to go back to Himizawa. I started feeling disoriented again, and a little pain ran through my head. It might be a scream from within telling me not to push myself too hard to remember any further. The house where we used to live in Himizawa was still there. My grandma already passed away, and the house was the only property she left for us. I remember that I used to live in Himizawa, but all I remember was that it was a village that I used to live in until right before I went to elementary school. I remembered the atmosphere of the village too, but that was all I remembered. I forgot the streets and even the names of close friends I used to play with. The neighbors knew that the son of the deceased woman had come back divorced, but they didn't know us and we didn't know them. So, it was almost like we moved to a new place. However, as far as I was concerned, it was still my hometown that I had come back to. At first, everything was inconvenient compared to life in Ibaraki, and it was hard for both of us to adjust. But we renovated the old house, and it was only me and my father. Life here seemed to make my father forget his pain from the divorce. Mii-chan was very kind to me, and I started to get used to my new life too. I did everything around the house, and we gradually went back to a time when we used to live happily. Anybody can live a happy life. People sometimes say that people are born to be unhappy, but I believe that's just an excuse for people who don't even want to try. I won't give in to fate. I'll never give up trying to recapture the happy times that I lost. I'm going to become happy to the point where I don't even feel the happiness anymore. I'm not going to cry anymore. I'll never cry again. I used up all my tears on that night my father hit me. The curse of Orishio-sama is over because we came back to Himizawa. So, I'm going to have a happy life from now on. All of a sudden, big raindrops hit the roof of the car, and I recovered my senses. It was still raining hard. It had already gotten dark outside. The shadows the table lamp created were very dark, and it looked as if there's nothing else around me. If I turned off this light, would everything in this world disappear? I turned off the light. Darkness swallowed me. But the cold air and the subtle rain didn't change a bit. That made me realize I was still in this world. The curse of Shio-sama. Does the curse of Shio-sama do those crazy things in my family? Or did I convince myself it did as an excuse for myself because I didn't want to feel guilty about the divorce? Sometimes I'm not sure. Since that time, Shio-sama hasn't come to me. I sometimes feel like it was a delusion I created because I was mentally ill. But he did come at that time. I'm sure about that. Am I right? Shio-sama? I was unhappy after I left Himizawa, but I came back, and I'm happy now. But where am I supposed to go now that I'm unhappy in Himizawa? Where?
ダメだ、レナ。不幸になったとか考えちゃいけない。私は幸せなんだ。幸せになるんだ。だから、絶対に幸せになれるんだ。
Suddenly, I felt that if this darkness swallowed me, I'd never be able to be happy again. I found the switch of the table lamp and turned it back on. When I looked at the clock, it was already past 11 p.m. I had to go home. I wouldn't have time to prepare my lunch for tomorrow. At least, I'd have to set the timer on the rice cooker. It didn't look like the rain was going to stop anytime soon. I looked out of the window to see the rain. You could only see my reflection. I talked to that reflection in the window. I'm so glad that my father is happy. He'd been acting like he was dead for a long time. The smile on his face is a good sign that he's regaining his former happy life. He became miserable because of me. That's why I don't mind doing things for him until he regains his smile and we become truly happy. When I stay here alone for a while, he gives him some time to be alone with her. Plus, I don't have to fake a smile. But then, my reflection on the window tells me, Rina, you're such a good girl. You're kind to everybody and love them equally. You can make anybody like you. But, did you forget something? In this world, there are people you should be kind to. And enemies that you have to reject with all you got until you learn that lesson. No, don't listen to her. My reflection is always mean. She always says mean things and makes fun of my worries. But she always tells me things that I can't say myself. Let's go home, Rena. To your home. Forget about the mean Rena in the window mirror. I was a bit hungry by then. After all the desserts I ate, I still got hungry. I almost forgot. Rina-san brought me a shortcake. I never had a shortcake from Angel Mort, but I'll bet it tastes good. I'd have to give my thanks to Rina-san the next time I see her. Rina-san speaks in a way that makes it very clear how she grew up, but I'm sure she's a good person. That's because she's so good to my father. I did everything I could to make my father smile, but I failed. On the other hand, Rina-san can put a big smile on his face so easily. I have to thank Rina-san. I have to thank her for cheering up my father. But I don't know why. I just don't like her perfume. Oh. Wow. Like, it's been a while since I saw the Tsumihoroboshi arc from the anime. My summer vacation picture diary, premonition of rainy days. It's been a while since I've seen this arc. Achievement unlocked, don't call me Reina. I love the picture for that achievement. Holy shit, that was a good picture. Oh, I really like that. But anyways, yeah, I kind of did forgot how serious Tsumihoroboshi got. Wow, that was a that was a really fun read today. I'm sorry, everybody. Like, yeah, usually the earlier episodes of Higurashi are much more happier, but they really went down the sad end very quickly in this chapter, which is a good thing. Like, it's a good thing because it tells the real story of what Tsumihoroboshi is going to be, because Tsumihoroboshi is the story of Rena. And I'm going to say this now. Rena's story is very, very tragic. But I'm not going to say too much about it because we all have to experience the story firsthand without any spoilers ahead of time. So before I end this episode, let's read these tips. I have to say, as I read more into this arc, this might become my favorite arc above Higurashi, but it's a possibility. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but it's a possibility that this might be Higurashi in my books. So, yeah, my summer vacation picture diary. Here we go. Today, I went to a swimming pool with my mom. Uncle Akihito came with us too. I don't like him because he's sometimes mean to me, but he's a very kind and funny old man. He told me to call him Daddy for that day, because he was going to play with me at the pool like he was my daddy. My mom called him Daddy, so I did too. Uncle Akihito looked very happy and gave me a lot of money. My mom looked very happy, and it made me happy too. I want to play with him again. I hope my dad can come with us next time. Premonition of rainy days. Is this Keiji or Rena? This is Rika! This is Rika! I opened the window, placed my cushion nearby, and prepared to enjoy the weather. But she came over and disrupted my peaceful evening. She always ruins my time of solitude.
幸せそうね。そっか。今日はあんたの大好きな甘いものがたくさん食べられたものね。
This girl loves sweets more than anything. I like them too, but I can't eat like she does. It'll give me a heartburn if I ate the amount she ate today. She seemed to be very happy, so I'll leave her alone for a while. I've been making my favorite hot and salty food for the past few days, so she must be quite pleased today. It was a very fun day for me too. I just wanted to enjoy the memory of the excitement I felt today by sitting here quietly, enjoying the sunset. But when I looked up at the sky, I saw some thick clouds forming there. The wind was a bit cooler than usual. It might start raining soon.
大地震や大津波などの知らせとして、浅瀬に普段は絶対に見かけることができない深海の魚が現れることがあるっていう話があるらしいわね。
I was confused for a second because there was no new text appearing on the screen. I was confused. We saw a very rare fish that dwells in deep water in the shallows today. Just as the ancient stories of sea monsters say, people hate deep sea animals and tend to interpret them as omens of a disaster. It didn't matter if they showed up alive or dead. I said something interesting just now. Even if they showed up alive or dead, it was an omen of a disaster. Oh, it might start raining soon.
うるさいな。言われなくても分かってる。洗濯物を取り入れるわよ。
One strike. I grabbed the basket and went outside to take the laundry in. The clouds were getting darker. I normally like rain, but I didn't think I'd enjoy it today. You know, that might not be Rika's point of view. It could be, but it might be someone else. But I can't say their name yet. Oh, I can't say their name yet. They're one of my favorite characters, but I cannot say their name until they pop up. God! You know, I sometimes wish that I didn't watch the anime Higurashi before playing the games. I sometimes do think about that because I'm like, God, there's so many things that I wish I didn't know, because trying not to spoil stuff for Higurashi is a lot harder to do. Because when you're rereading stuff for the first time, you see the hints and the foreshadowing of what's to come. That's why, yeah, I do regret watching the anime before playing the games, but I love the anime to death. I love these games to death. Higurashi is a really great series. I also enjoy the manga. Yes, I'm showing off my Higurashi manga collection because why not? Because I have Onikakushi, Gashi Tatanakaroshi. That was a terrible idea. That was a terrible idea trying to do that in that fashion. I don't know what I was doing. So yeah, I have Onikakushi. Hopefully that did not damage the books. Watanagashi. Hopefully that did not damage the books. And Tatanakaroshi. I like Tatanakaroshi the most, so I was not going to throw it down on the ground. But anyways, everyone, enough about me flaunting about my Higurashi manga collection. I'm getting more in the future. Yes, I'm getting more manga in the future. But anyways, let's not get off topic here because I'm ending the video, now continuing on by talking about Higurashi manga and Higurashi anime. I'm just showing off my swag. I'm sorry. I have to be a show-off. I'm a narcissist. What else am I supposed to do? But anyways, everyone, I'm ending this video here before I do anything else. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you all next time. And if you hear footsteps at a random point tonight, you're in deep, deep trouble. Leave a like, leave a comment, and be careful if you hear an extra step of footsteps tonight. Mikhail.
Okay, okay.